What would you do if the scent of another man's cologne clung to your wife's favorite jacket? A scent she knew you'd recognize, yet she wore it with unsettling nonchalance. I never thought I would find myself asking that question, not after 15 years of marriage to beautiful children, and a life built brick by painstaking brick in the quiet suburbs of Dallas, Texas. The night everything broke was a Tuesday, a night like any other, or so I thought. Sarah had just returned from what she called a girls' night out in downtown Dallas, a rare indulgence for her. She tossed her denim jacket onto the armchair, a casual gesture, but the air around it thickened with a foreign, musky sweetness. It wasn't her perfume, nor mine. It was a scent I'd smelled before on a colleague, a man named Mark from her marketing firm. My stomach clenched, a cold, hard knot forming as she walked past me, humming a tune. Oblivious, or perhaps expertly feigning ignorance. The jacket lay there, a silent, fragrant accusation. Why? And I knew, with a chilling certainty, that my world was about to shatter into a million irreparable pieces. The humiliation hit me first, a tidal wave of shame that threatened to drown me. Sarah, my Sarah, the woman I'd vowed to cherish, had betrayed me. The initial shock gave way to a gnawing suspicion, a constant hum beneath the surface of my daily life. Her behavior shifted subtly. Late-night texts, always with her phone face down, hushed phone calls she'd end abruptly when I entered the room. She became cold, distant, her eyes holding a calculating glint I'd never seen before. When I tried to talk, to bridge the growing chasm between us, she'd deflect, manipulate, turning my concerns into accusations against me. "You're being paranoid, David," she'd say, her voice dripping with feigned hurt. "Are you having an affair? Is that why you're projecting?" I felt myself breaking. The man who had once been confident, secure, was now a shadow, haunted by doubt. I started noticing the small things. A receipt for a fancy dinner at the Oak Lawn Bistro. A place she'd said she went with her girlfriends, but the bill was for two. A hotel keycard from the Jewel downtown tucked deep into her purse, explained away as a spa day with a friend. The lies piled up, each one a fresh wound. I was losing myself, consumed by the need for answers, for proof. I couldn't confront her, not yet. Her manipulative nature told me she'd twist it, deny it, make me out to be the villain. I needed undeniable evidence. My nights became a blur of silent investigation. I installed discreet software on her laptop, a small camera in the living room, and even a GPS tracker on her car. I learned about Mark, the affair partner. He was exactly as I'd imagined. Smug, arrogant. A man who thought he could take what wasn't his without consequence. I watched them through the lens of my hidden cameras, through the cold, hard data on my screen. Their stolen moments in our home, their clandestine meetings at the W Hotel on Victory Park Lane, their whispered conversations. Each discovery was a fresh stab to my heart, but it also fueled a cold, calculated resolve. The emotional wreckage I felt was slowly hardening into a weapon. I began to set my traps. I consulted with a divorce attorney, a sharp woman named Eleanor Vance, whose office was on the 40th floor of a skyscraper overlooking the Chicago River. I didn't want a quick divorce. I wanted justice. I wanted Sarah to lose everything she held dear. Just as she had made me lose everything, Eleanor understood. We meticulously documented every piece of evidence, the texts, the photos, the hotel receipts, the GPS logs. I even managed to get a recording of Sarah admitting to the affair, casually dismissing our marriage. As a convenient arrangement, her callousness solidified my resolve. The social traps were next. Sarah prided herself on her reputation, her carefully curated image. As the perfect wife and mother in our affluent community, I started subtly planting seeds of doubt among our mutual friends, accidentally leaving a suspicious text message open, or mentioning Sarah's late nights with a knowing, troubled look. I made sure the right people saw the right things. I knew she was planning a lavish charity gala, her crowning social event of the year at the Fairmont in San Francisco. That would be the perfect stage. The day of the gala arrived. Sarah, radiant and oblivious, floated through the ballroom, accepting compliments, basking in the glow of her perceived success. Mark was there too, lurking in the shadows. Exchanging furtive glances with her, now waited. At the peak of the evening during Sarah's speech, About fidelity and commitment to the charity's cause, I made my move. A large screen behind her, usually reserved for promotional videos, suddenly flickered to life. It displayed a montage of images, Sarah and Mark kissing in our living room. Entering the W Hotel, their intimate texts scrolling across the bottom. The audio amplified through the ballroom sound system played Sarah's voice, cold and dismissive, admitting to the affair. The silence that followed was deafening, broken only by gasps and whispers. Sarah's face, once beaming, drained of all color. Mark, pale and sweating, tried to slip away. But a few of my strategically placed friends ensured he was noticed. Her carefully constructed world imploded in an instant. The charity dropped her. Her marketing firm launched an internal investigation, and our friends, disgusted, turned their backs. The legal battle was swift and brutal. The overwhelming evidence I had gathered, Sarah had no defense. The judge, a stern woman in the Los Angeles Superior Court, saw through her lies. I was awarded full custody of our children, the house, and a significant portion of her assets. She was left with nothing but her tarnished reputation and the bitter taste of her own deceit. I watched her in the courtroom, her eyes hollow, her arrogance replaced by a desperate, broken vulnerability. It wasn't triumphant, not really, just quiet. I never saw Sarah again after the final decree. The house felt empty, even with the children. A ghost of the life we once had. The perfume on her jacket had been the first whisper of the end. And now, the silence was its chilling echo. It's the end.